Imagine an American actress who managed to snag one of Britain's most eligible princes. It would seem like a fairy tale that millions of women dream of. But the more new details emerge about Meghan Markle's life, the more obvious it becomes that a very different story lies behind the beautiful facade. Why did the Duchess of Sussex's hair become an object of ridicule even during the engagement? What strange, frightening details in her archival photos are still being discussed by professional stylists? And was the messy bun look really an attempt to mask a much more serious problem that most fans don't even suspect? As soon as Meghan Markle began appearing in the society pages as Prince Harry's fiancée, many Britons immediately raised puzzled questions about her almost constantly disheveled hair. At the same time, as the wedding approached, Meghan increasingly appeared in public with a hairstyle where the hair was seemingly casually gathered into a bun on the top of her head, with strands accidentally falling onto her face. However, this hairstyle didn't look much tidier than just the future Duchess of Sussex's hair scattered over her shoulders. During this period, from the engagement to the first few months after the wedding, flattering journalists were still literally pouring honey over everything. Even Meghan Markle's most ambiguous antics. Stuck her tongue out at people. Cute spontaneity. Constantly touches her husband during official ceremonies. Such strong love, etc. Therefore, this strange, sloppy style of the former actress from the United States was also immediately dubbed Meghan's signature style by the sellout reporters, with which she supposedly wanted to convey a piece of American spontaneity to the British. However, the situation was complicated by the fact that even in those rare moments when Meghan Markle really tried to look in accordance with royal protocol, her hair still seemed dirty and unkempt. This is despite the fact that other members of the British royal family have never had such problems. Obviously, there had to be some reason for this blunder. After the Sussexes left for the United States, the famous British hairdresser and designer George Northwood casually admitted that he was Meghan Markle's personal stylist in London and specifically helped Prince Harry's wife maintain this special image because she wanted to look like a people's princess with her imperfections. Many people believed George Northwood at the time, but I'm 100% sure that this interview was paid for by the Sussexes. Most likely, Meghan Markle simply wanted to put on a brave face and once again justify her not always flawless appearance during her time in Britain. On the other hand, it seems very likely that the true state of affairs with the Duchess of Sussex's hair was revealed by her father after all. So, in a recent interview, Thomas Markle revealed how, every day before taking Meghan to school, he would get up a few hours early to smooth out his daughter's naturally tightly curled African hair with a special straightening iron. When she wanted to straighten her hair, it took several hours before she went to school, but it was something I did willingly. It is to be assumed that having grown up, Meghan Markle did not stop straightening her hair throughout her life, albeit in specialized salons. Therefore, it is not surprising that by the age of 40, Prince Harry's wife's hair began to look so deplorable that it could no longer be revived by any means. In this situation, the creative mess that Meghan Markle was portraying on her head seemed to be the only alternative for her tormented hair. However, that's not all. There is a photo taken by paparazzi in which Meghan Markle's hair was blown back by the wind. Take a closer look at these strange tufts of hair that seem to be glued to the skin of her head. It turns out that either Meghan Markle's real hair has already degraded to such an extent that it has turned into a thin, visible at the base of her forehead in this photo, lifeless fluff, which needs to be supplemented with strands of artificial hair. Or, Meghan Markle is now actively losing her hair and she even has bald spots. Meghan Markle disliked Kate Middleton at first sight. The American thought that the Briton behaved like a snob and looked down on everyone. And all because on the day they met, Prince William's wife did not rush to hug and kiss the ex-actress. Meghan Markle's former friend Lizzie Cundy said that the Duchess of Sussex is very vindictive. She became so embittered with Kate that she could not hide her hatred and told her girlfriends how she dreamed of teaching the Briton a lesson in politeness. TV presenter Lizzie Cundy became friends with Meghan at a party in 2013. Although Meghan was initially nice to Cundy, the TV presenter admitted that the actress quickly stopped paying attention to her when she met Prince Harry. Since they are no longer friends, Lizzie decided to reveal all of Markle's secrets. Cundy stated that what annoys Meghan the most is the British public's love for Princess Kate. She is outraged by how the public adores Catherine. She needs to stop being resentful, stop being angry, and stop being poor Meghan. No matter how many jars of jam she makes, she has to stop pretending. She is not a lifestyle guru, Martha Stewart, the TV presenter noted. According to Lizzie, Markle attacked Middleton several times. She spread rumors about problems in the Wales family. The palace knew perfectly well who was leaking gossip to the press, but carefully concealed it so that the public would not guess about the conflict. But when the Sussexes left London, they made such a scandal that all the secrets came to light. This is not the first time that Cundy has spoken negatively about the Duchess, with whom she has not spoken for many years. She previously stated that Meghan desperately wants to be liked and wants to outdo the royal family in everything she does. Unfortunately for her, appeal cannot be bought, and she clearly lacks it. Every time a new project is about to start, or when an important event is planned in the royal family, she puts into action heavy artillery, the prince and princess, whom no one can examine closely. Protection of privacy, concern for security. That's how they explain these always blurry and strange photos from the back, half side, a quarter turn, when you can only see the back. This mysterious and enigmatic style, flirting with the public, is already quite boring. But it is impossible to build the image of an ideal family couple, promoting family values and care without using children. And Meghan understands this perfectly. Archie and Lilibet are her main asset, and also a means of achieving what she wants in any negotiations with the royal family, since by birth they will always be a part of it. After all, everyone loves cats and children. Marketers and PR people know that any advertising with children and cats will always sell better. There is another tool, but it no longer combines with family values, so the Sussexes are left with children. Meghan has been trading her children from the very beginning. From the moment she refused traditional births at St. Mary's Hospital in London, where William and Harry, as well as all the Wales children, were born. But she chose a private clinic and then broke another tradition. She did not come out with the baby on the doorstep of the maternity hospital so that journalists could take pictures. For the first time, the world saw the young mother with a bundle in her arms only in the footage from Archie's christening. The pictures with Queen Elizabeth II and other relatives were very touching. After that, the Sussexes took their son on a tour of Australia, and he was photographed quite a lot. And then there was a Christmas card where Archie's face was clearly visible in the foreground. At that time, the palace services were still controlling the press and the images that ended up in the media. But after Megxit, control completely passed to the Sussexes team, and the children's photos became an instrument of Meghan's influence on the royal family. They began to appear precisely at those moments when some significant events were taking place, and the Sussexes wanted to draw attention to themselves. Archie and Lilibet are present on the Christmas card after Megxit. The girl is in profile, Archie is half-side, everything that Harry and Meghan love. On Prince Louis's birthday, a picture of Meghan with Archie in her arms appeared. And by the way, the child's face is surprisingly well visible. Coincidence? Of course not. Full-fledged high-quality pictures of little Lilibet were shown in honor of her first birthday, and they also appeared for a reason. And during the festivities for the Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, with the beginning of active business project of selling jam, wine, products, and other things, Meghan, in the official account of the brand, I emphasize, not in her personal one, but in the brand account, just bombards us with photos of herself with Lilibet and less often with Archie. All the pictures, as usual, are blurred. The children are from the back or half-side. In general, you still can't see anything. When the Sussexes were shooting a documentary for Netflix, by the way, it was their only successful project. They also willingly showed their children, as if forgetting all the anxieties about privacy and security. Netflix pays huge money not for emoticons on faces, as you all understand. So, with the opportunity to sell children more expensively, all doubts recede into the background. Before the show was released, they took a long pause to pique interest. Before the launch of With Love Meghan and the As Ever brand, there were an unusually large number of pictures of Archie and Lily, all in the official brand account. And suddenly, on a picture from Disneyland, emoticons were glued to the children's faces. Why? After all, you have already shown their faces, but so you can sell them more expensively next time? And the last release, immediately after the premiere of the second season of With Love, Megan, the Duchess posted the cutest photo with her daughter. Lilibet's hair is fluffed up, she's in pajamas, and enjoys the surprise that her father prepared for her mother. What could be more sentimental and lovely? Everything is as always. And it is not about privacy, because Meghan actively posts videos and photos from inside her house. Even its address is known to the general public, as well as which gardens and schools the children go to. Their life in Montecito in terms of privacy is not much different from the life of the Waleses in the UK, although the security there is better, and the Sussexes would also be guarded by state services. Meghan is trading her children, but gradually the public's interest in them is falling, as well as to the projects of Harry and Meghan. It turned out that they have nothing to sell except their personal history. Posing as rebels and insurgents, they endlessly play this melody, speculating on grievances and traumas, but this is already ceasing to sell. They will have to make more and more loud statements in order to fuel interest in their personas. And what do you think about Meghan's strategy regarding the privacy and security of her children?